Hey everyone, Ryan here, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures The Crimson Firehawk. Given set number 75384 with 136 pieces, it costs a startling $50. The somewhat justifiable reason that it is so expensive is that it is a 4+ set, and it does use a lot of large and unique and printed pieces, so there is a nice quality to this set that we'll discover throughout the review. As we unbox it, you'll find some of those large pieces loose in the box. We have 3 separate instruction manuals for different sections of the set, so if you intended to buy this for some kids and wanted them to build it all together at the same time, that can easily be achieved here. And then we have 3 numbered bags to go with the numbered instruction manuals. Moving on to the 3 figures though, something us older collectors might be interested in. We have RJ83, and this uses a BB-8 head on top of a cylinder brick. It's an odd combination. I honestly thought they would just do a specific mold for this character, kind of like they did with BD1. I honestly don't care much for what they did here. This feels like something they would have done in the early 2000s. I feel like LEGO Star Wars is past this, so yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I feel like they could have and should have done better, but also because it's Young Jedi Adventures, I just don't care enough. But yeah, I'm still going to criticize it because this is a review. Next up, we have Nubs. Nubs is a very well done character. You can see they did a brand new headpiece for him that is fantastic. The blue color looks really good, matching all the other body parts. We've got a really good print on him, both for the face and the torso, and then he's got his blue lightsaber along with the simplified cape that they give these 4+ sets, so it's only a single hole for the cape, and it's a dual-sided cape, so you have the little yellow mustardy color on one side and then brown on the back, so that's also pretty cool. Overall, the Nubs figure knocks it out of the park and really does help complete that Young Jedi Adventure figure collection. And lastly, we have Nash Durango. She uses slightly taller legs with the mid legs, and they are actually posable unlike Nubs's legs, so that way she can actually sit down inside of the Crimson Firehawk. Overall, the color scheme on her is really good with the olive green and the brown with her jacket. Everything looks great. It should also be noted she has a double face, and that hairpiece is brand new for her. They made a very accurate hairpiece and headpiece for the Nubs and Nash Durango in the set, which is fantastic. The last thing with Nash here is the little stud they have in our back, and on the website it says you should place RJ83 there, but like, it doesn't look good at all. Like in a perfect world, he would be looking over her shoulder or something, but instead he's just at a 90-degree angle on her back. It looks really weird. I looked up some screenshots from the show, and it seems like the best look for this is to take the body off and just place the head onto the stud on the back. That seems to be like the most accurate way it will look. So I think if you're okay doing it like that, it's actually pretty good and pretty spot on. Moving into our builds, we've got the little market stand with a couple little extra builds on the side. First up, this little barbecue thing with the fish on there. He's clipped on. You can just pull him off, and you can actually place him in the crate on the side where there is another fish. We've also got a plant with some bad soil, it seems. We've got the little countertop, which we'll come back to. We've got cheese in a crate, and then a little barrel with an apple. Over to the right here, we've got another very large chest. The crate on top isn't really a crate, it's just a brick, so you can't really open that top part. But on this bottom part, we've got another tool, and you can take Nash Durango's wrench and place it in here for when we're going to place Nash Durango either behind the counter or inside of the Crimson Firehawk later. So we'll close that up, get those out of the way. And this thing looks pretty good for a little fruit stand. I really like the awning stripes. Those look really nice. I think this is supposed to be a little light up here. Like overall, the little vibe of it is quite good, but we can have Nash Durango behind the counter trying to sell her fruits or whatever, and then maybe Nubs comes along, lightsaber in hand, trying to rob the place. You know, this is where I feel like the money is useful, right? You have the money so that Nubs can pay Nash for the food. And as a pure kids playset here in the 4+ range, I feel like that sort of thing would go a long way towards the roleplay here, but otherwise it feels very good, very well thought out. The next build is this tiny blue speeder, and it is for Nubs. He can just stand right on there with only 2 studs, so it does feel a little bit awkward that there's 4 studs, but I guess that gives the option to place on a full minifig sitting down if you wanted to. But yeah, it's a really simple speeder bike. It is the smallest, or if not one of the smallest speeder bikes in LEGO Star Wars history, but it's still better than the Battle Pack one for 2024 in my eyes. Like, it looks better to me. So yeah, they have a really clean design on this, and the colors all match really well. They didn't try to do too much, and of course it's a 4+ set, so they have to be really simple. But yeah, that works really nicely. But for the next function, we're actually going to take Nubs off, because this can actually go inside of the Crimson Firehawk. So all you have to do is pull down on this hatch at the back, very simple, and then there's a large opening to place the speeder bike in. There's no rails or anything that it attaches to. It just is loosely placed inside of the Crimson Firehawk, which means it's literally loose in there if you can hear it shaking around. And that does also mean you can literally see straight through to the front of the Crimson Firehawk there. Like, It's a little bit awkward that it goes right through to the cockpit area. I do wish there was a little barricade or something to separate the two sections. Anyway, looking at that cockpit windshield piece here, it's a very large piece, and during shipping, it was quite scratched up and dirty, so I tried to clean it up best I could, but as you can tell, it's still quite scratched up and dirty. It's not as perfect as you would want, so definitely not loving that. What I do really like on it though is the beautiful print that they did. I think that's really high quality looking, and you have this very nice red stripe that matches nicely with the red brick in the set, some nice detail at the top, and then you've got this translucent blue astromech dome on top, which is pretty dope. But if we take this off here, you can see you have nice access to the cockpit area where we're going to be able to place Nash Durango, and you can also see that speeder bike loosely placed in there. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but that control panel definitely looks new to me, although it might just be new to LEGO Star Wars. I just don't recall it being in another set. Nash, with her posable legs, can sit right in the seat. Because she uses those shorter legs, the stud on her back actually has enough space to breathe, and it doesn't get in the way of the chair. Lastly, there's enough space left for RJ-83 in the cockpit there, and I think with those two characters in the cockpit, it's quite a good look. They really do complement the set very well there. They look very cute inside of there. Now, this here may be the coolest piece in this set. This very large panel has a great print on it. It's very high quality. Honestly, I just don't know why they even bother with this level of detail in a 4+ set. There's so many cases I can think of in teen and adult LEGO Star Wars sets where they don't even bother to go this far with a sticker, but it's just amazing to see. Like, 4-year-olds straight up don't care about this, and collectors aren't buying this type of set, so it just kind of confuses me, but it's awesome at the same time, and I wish they did it on other sets that I cared more about, so that's my stance on that. Next, we have the thrust at the back of the ship with a little blue cone, and finally on top, we have what looks like an engine intake of sorts, but it's kind of like weird because the thrust is here, so I don't really know how this ship works in universe just from looking at a couple pictures, though this is pretty accurate as far as it looks. Lastly, I want to show you the bottom of this set. The large panels are just held together by some Technic pins and then some bricks on top. The top panel kind of reminds me of a Gungan sub, but if we do want to get that speeder out from earlier, we literally have to dump it out. It's a little bit annoying because if it's in there, it's not really something you can reach in and take out. Maybe if you have 4-year-old hands, you could do it, but I'm thinking this is a dump out situation, and that's really the main way you're going to be able to get that out. In conclusion, I think this set is really good at being a set for 4-year-olds, plus for collectors and even 4-year-olds. It does kind of complete that collection of figures for Young Jedi Adventures from the summer of 2023. We had the Tennu Jedi Temple, which had a few characters. Now we get a few more characters, and so you kind of have all the main characters you could want, and they've been done with a lot of love and care, new molds and everything to make them as accurate as possible. That's just what I like to see. Even in a 4+ set, LEGO Star Wars can go the extra mile and make things accurate. It's wonderful. The Crimson Firehawk build is nice. I just don't see it for $50 though. This is totally a wait for a sale type of set. You'll be able to get it for at least $40, if not cheaper. So if you can play the waiting game and not want to buy this one day one, you're going to do just fine. Anyway, because of the price, I'm probably just going to rate this one an 8 out of 10 overall as a 4+ set, doing what it's supposed to do. It does everything really well, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. You can check out more 2024 set reviews on the end screen now.